Hi, welcome to the Fit and Free Show with me. I'm ZGALA, the Art Angel, and this is the Head Hutt that I built myself with these two hands. And then I wrote a book about it. You can find that book on Amazon. There's a link to it down there somewhere. I'm here, though, to get into a little bit of a freestyle full body stretch, and I want to invite you to join me to whatever degree feels right in your body. Make sure you listen to your own body, follow your own lead. This isn't about doing exactly what I'm doing or comparing yourself to anyone else or brushing your hair or putting on a special outfit or any of that. It's just about maybe taking a deep breath or two. I think I got coffee in my hair. Checking in with your body, checking in with your coffee. If you haven't done that in a while, that's nice and warm, so I brought it out here with me. I'm taking a quick break from the office, try to get my speaking skills back, and do a little bit of letting go of stress, a little bit of resetting, and I'm gonna do it to the tune of a full body stretch, sort of based loosely on the framework of a sun salutation, I think, unless I change my mind. We'll see. I like to always start off with a little bit of free arm swinging like this. I got my back porch plants moved in here right now, sort of just crammed in here emergency fashion. Wasn't really an emergency, but I didn't give it the proper time to put them anywhere good. So anyway, I've created a little bit of closed in space for myself. I'm gonna go ahead and bring my attention into the bottoms of my feet. Let all of that go. Heard something over there. And just exhale into Tadasana or mountain pose, checking in with the alignment of the body, nice and long and strong through the core. And then I'm going to step back with the left foot first into a moderate lunge and pull that hip onto the perpendicular line. So the feet are relatively parallel and the hips are relatively perpendicular. Then I'm going to push into that back heel and check in that I can still see my front toes past my front knee. Bringing the hands down in front and rolling the shoulders down and back. Just feeling still for that nice, long, strong center line. Bringing my sharp focus onto my fingertips. And then I'm going to alternate soft eyes out at the imaginary horizon. And then sharp focus on the fingertips. Still pulling those hips onto the perpendicular line. Still pushing into that back heel. Soft eyes out at the horizon or the imaginary horizon. Don't forget to breathe and smile. Sharp focus on the fingertips, and then I'm going to switch my back foot onto that perpendicular line, opening the hips as I extend the fingers, and then I'm going to watch this fingertip arch across the top of the body, coming into this side plane here. Now the hips are opening instead of closing, and the heels are on about the same line. The whole body is aiming for the same plane here. This knee is sort of aiming for the wall behind me. And then I'm gonna bend from this hip and I'm gonna shift that leg out a little bit longer, bringing this right arm down on the inside of this right leg for a deeper lunge or a side aeroplane pose, as I like to call it. Lifting the left hand, looking up at those fingertips. I don't know why I call it an airplane pose, just silliness. Well, I mean, there's obvious reasons, but really, you go into a tailspin if you try this in an airplane. Bringing this hand around the back, reaching for this opposite thigh and looking out over that long leg. I got some nice sunshine coming in that front window right now. It's actually bouncing. I'm like, how is it coming? Oh, it's bouncing off my back gate and then in the window. That's kind of neat. I built a new gate not too long ago, so I hadn't had that experience before. I'm gonna shift now both hands onto the inside of this front leg, shift it onto the back toes so that I'm closing the hips toward the floor and bringing weight onto both hands. I'm gonna bring this front foot back and push into Adho Mukha Asana or downward facing dog. Oh, my hood is coming down, my wrist is giving me some harassment. Pushing down into those heels, pushing back with the hips, pushing down with the heart. And then I'm gonna swing forward through a chaturanga or a plank pose. I'm gonna put this over my eyes. That's all right. Just into an upward facing dog, looking up, not dropping the hips all the way, although you could if you want to do a cobra. I'm gonna push back into Adho Mukha Asana or downward facing dog, relaxing the belly, pushing the heart toward the center of the earth, pushing the heels down. I'm going to swing this left foot forward in between the hands. Try to adjust all of this and come into a deep lunge on the other side, pushing again into that back heel. And just enjoying a little bit of that nice deep lunge before stepping forward. Adjust the feet as needed to come into a nice forward fold and just hang here. Letting gravity do some unwinding. And I'm going to bend the knees, swing the arms back, and try to get this thing to behave. And pushing the hips forward, coming into a bit of a counter stretch. Lifting the eyes, arms, and chest, then bringing the arms overhead and down in front, back into that Tadasana or mountain pose. I'm gonna just stomp out these feet a little bit. So I'm having a little bit of a cramping or something going on, so add just a little arm swinging. Again, I did say it's just a freestyle kind of a stretch. I'm gonna come back into that Tadasana and Tadasana. Step back with the right foot into that moderate lunge on the other side. And again, pulling the hips onto that perpendicular line, pushing into that back heel. Bringing the hands down in front. Feeling for that nice, strong center line through the core of the body. Bringing sharp focus onto the fingertips. And then soft eyes out at the horizon or the imaginary horizon. Sharp focus on the fingertips and soft eyes out at the horizon, far away. And then sharp focus on those fingertips, and I'm going to shift that heel onto the perpendicular line, extending those fingertips and watching as this one arches across the body, coming into that side plane, side warrior pose. Feeling for this side plane here. The heels are on about the same line. This knee is aiming for the wall behind. Nice and strong through the core of the body still. And now I'm going to shift from that heel, extending that long leg out a little bit further and bringing the left arm down on the inside of the left leg and lifting the right arm, gazing up at those fingertips. Bringing that arm around the back to reach for that opposite thigh for an additional twist and looking out over that long leg. And then I'm going to unwind all of that and bring both hands on the inside of that front leg, shifting onto that back toe, closing the hips, and enjoying a nice deeper lunge there before bringing this foot back to meet the other foot and pushing into Adho Mukha Asana or downward facing dog. Again, pressing the heels down, pressing the heart toward the center of the earth, pressing the hips back, and then scooping the body forward through a chaturanga or a plank position. I'm going to drop the hips all the way this time, letting go of those toes, making sure not to collapse in those shoulders, and lifting the eyes and arms and chin. Looking up at the ceiling, stretching from the pubic bone all the way through the front of the body. I'm kind of loving the way the sun's actually on the other side, but it's bouncing off my new gate and in here, illuminating things in a new way. That was unexpected. I'm going to shift back to all fours to about a 90-degree angle with the lower body and slide these hands out, coming into Uttanasana Shishosana, bringing the forehead to the floor, continuing to slide the arms out, relaxing the belly. Just getting a nice stretch through those shoulders and arms and chest. Stretching those arms out and out and out as far as possible. And then I'm going to walk those arms back. And after a little adjusting, tuck these toes under and come back into Adho Mukha Asana or downward facing dog, pressing into those heels. Swinging that right foot forward, coming back into that nice deep lunge. On the other side now, enjoying that deep lunge with hands on either side of that front leg, and then adjusting a little bit as needed to step forward into that forward fold, bending from the hips, that's below the waist, and just letting gravity do some unwinding there. And let's just roll up nice and slow, letting go of the arms as slow as possible, just feeling into the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Coming back to Tadasana. Shake out those arms a little bit of a twist. Freestyle twisting. I need to bring some water out to these plants. I'm noticing, seeing a little clap snap, I call it. Check in with my hands and my nervous system. We're a little stiff today. Also, I've been at the desk a lot. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for letting me be me. Thanks for being you. If you want to check out the description for a link to the book on the Head Hutt, that's down there. You can also support me in other ways, including like and subscribe. It always works, and thank you if you do. Thanks for staying curious and courageous and being you. Thanks for getting more fit so you can be more free. I'll be seeing you soon. Ciao for now.